Hey everyone, welcome back to DankMTG. The fat kid back here with another deck tech. If you watched our other techs, specifically the 12 whack one, this time we bring you Gleeful Whack, a 8/12 whack variant. The name of the game with this deck is similar to 8 whack, but we are playing a combo with the cards Kuldotha Rebirth and Gleeful Demolition. To speed up the clock by making more creatures, the combo goes 0-drop artifact, like an Ornithopter, cast Gleeful/Rebirth, with that artifact on turn 1 to make 3 gobos. After that, we play a Bushwhacker turn 2 and swing for 8. Explosive, right? Even if we don't have a Bushwhacker, we can still pump our creatures to push damage through with Signal Pest. To start off with the core of the combo, we have our artifact creatures. Ornithopter, a 0/2 for 0 with flying, and Memnite, a 1/1 for 0. These are our main plays and targets for Gleeful and Rebirth. They also help us get Surge off for Reckless. Signal Pest is a little aggressive 1-drop for a 0/1 and an honorary whacker, if I do say. With his Battle Cry ability, which gives other attacking creatures +1/+0 until end of turn whenever he attacks, he's also a target for the combo if needed be. Now for the namesake cards. Reckless and Goblin Bushwhacker are your finishers of the deck. By giving your creatures +1/+0 and haste until end of turn, when you pay for their respective costs, but that shouldn't be much of a problem. Guide is a personal choice of mine, being a much more aggressive creature. Being a 1-drop for a 2/2 with haste, being a better choice than the previous 1-drop Foundry Street Denizen, who I thought to be too slow and clunky. We're playing a set of Kuldotha Rebirth and Gleeful Demolition, which are pretty much the same card that give us 3 1/1 goblins for 1 red and an artifact. Kuldotha requires us to sack an artifact, but is a part of the cost, so the artifact cannot be removed before resolving. Sometimes we'll want a Rebirth over Gleeful if we know our opponent is playing artifacts, since Gleeful can destroy any artifact. If your opponent is on a spot removal plan, then we want Gleeful over Rebirth to avoid our opponent fizzling it by removing the artifact before Gleeful can resolve. Bauble is here to be additional sack fodder for our token makers. Just like our 0-drop creatures, this helps us surge out of Bushwhack. Don't forget this can replace itself if we need to dig for something else. The last cards we have are Goblin Grenade and Shrapnel Blast. These are to finish off our opponent. We'll rarely want to use these to remove a creature or planeswalker, but the option is there. We also always have the sack fodder for these cards. Don't forget, we can turn our artifacts into Goblin Rebirth or Gleeful if we need to fuel a grenade. Just like any good mono red deck in any format, we got mountains and lots of them. 11 actually. We also play some non-basics in 4 Ramunap Ruins and 3 Castle Embereth. Ramunap is reach. It can and has won some games that came down to just the wire. You may have noticed that we're not playing a set of castle. This is because we're playing less basic mountains to guarantee this will come in untapped. 3 is a good number, so we will see it, but not only see it turn 1. When picking out a good hand, we need lands. 2 is the ideal. We're also looking for the combo. A 0-drop, token maker, and a whacker. This here is a snap keep. We even got a grenade to finish off our opponent. Here are some more sample hands. The next hand here is a keep. 3 lands, Signal Pest, Goblin Guide, so much reach, an aggressive turn 1 play, with a Shrapnel Blast if need be. If we drop a 0-drop, remove the Signal Pest, and a turn 2 Goblin Bushwhacker. There's nothing to scoff at. This other hand is also a keep. 4 lands might be a little too much for the deck, but having 3 goblins turn 1 is nice. We can also hold the Memnite for a Reckless if need be, and we have the mana requirements to pay for Embereth to power up our gobos in replace of a whacker. The third hand here is a mulligan. One land can do a lot in this deck, but not this hand. Too many rebirths and demolitions, and Signal Pest is one of those cards that gets removed too easily. The last hand is an automatic keep. 2 lands, a 0-drop, and Rebirth, with a Bauble to fuel for more digging and or sack fodder, and we have a grenade to finish off the opponent if need be. Moving on to the sideboard. In our sideboard, we have Pyrite Spellbombs. Is our form of interaction to remove protection from red creatures, core Firewalker, Sanctifier, anything else with 2 toughness. We also can sack it if we need to dig for anything else, and can be sack fodder to Shrapnel or any other token makers. Tormod's Crypt is pretty self-explanatory. We can also hold back from casting this if we need to get a surge trigger from Reckless. Leyline of Combustion is to punish spot removal. Our opponents will take damage for each token targeted, which can sometimes get more damage than the token being removed. The chip damage from this card does make a difference, Modern is full of annoying artifacts. Smash Smithereens to deal with those, from constructs to engineer explosives. To hose down lands and big mana decks, we have Alpine Moon. You can consider something else like Magus of the Moon or even Cleansing Wildfire, but Magus is out of budget and Cleansing has been underwhelming. If you are a Goblin and aggro lover like I am, this is the deck for you. The whole deck costing less than $100 is an added bonus. If you have the 12 black already built, you can make this deck for less than that. You can even go the other direction and turn this into 12 black for really cheap. I hope this tech was helpful and you learned something from it. What do you all think? If you have 8 or 12 black built, are you going to make the transfer over to this? If you play this deck, let us know how you've done with it. We love hearing from you all. Either way, hope you like it. If you want to see more, have questions, sound off down below. And until next time, always stay dank.